Welcome once again to our studies. We are going to continue from where we left off. So this is utility part 3. And in this part, we want to look at the relationship between TU, AU, and MU, and also look at the law of diminishing marginal utility and look at their graphs, how we can draw their curves. But before we do that, we want to look at some tables when you are given questions. For instance, when in the table you have only quantity and average utility, and they ask you to find TU and MU. And also in a different table where you've been given quantity and MU, and you'll be asked to find TU and AU. So we want to consider these tables and look at how we can manage them to solve the questions before we move on to the main thing. Is that okay? All right. Stay tuned and enjoy the lesson. Okay. Okay. So in this table, we have been given average utility and quantity, and we have been asked to calculate at each unit consumed I total utility, II marginal utility. So we are going to look at how we can find total utility, and after that we look at how we find the marginal utility. Is that okay? All right. Okay, so the solution is here. TU equals AU times quantity. So the first one, 0 times 0 is 0. The second one, 14 times 1 give us 14. 12 times 2 give us 24. The next one, 12 times, let's give us the fourth one, I think 3. Okay. So we have 10.7 times 3 give us 32. We have TU4, which is 9.5 times 4 give us 38. We have TU5, which 8.2 times 5 give us 41. The TU6, 6.8 times 6 give us 41. And TU7 equals 5.4 times 7, which give us what? 38. So this is how we calculate the average utility, the total utility. Now we want to look at how to find the marginal utility. Now that we have our total utility, then we can find the marginal utility. Is that okay? All right. Okay, so we have the marginal utility 2 here. MU equals TU2 minus TU1 all over. So that is the formula. Then the solution is here. So you see it. So now what I want you to look at the solution. Take your time and go through it and do it. It's not difficult because it's possible that you make a mistake. So it is the previous minus what? Sorry, it is the new minus the previous. So 14 minus 0 all over 1 minus 0. When you come to the second one, it's 24 minus the previous, which is the 14. So that is what we did, and we had the answers. Is that okay? Now, when you finish with all this, then you can put them in the table to make it very simple for you for a better analysis. Is that okay? All right. So now what we are going to do is to look at another table. Now they can give you different things and ask you to find different things. What I want you to know is that you can't solve for marginal utility without total utility. So in any case, you must have the marginal utility before, you must have the total utility before you can find the marginal utility. And also you can't find average utility without total utility. So now getting the total utility is the problem here. So in this table, you have been given quantity and AU. Maybe they ask you to find only marginal utility. It means you must find the total utility first before you can find the marginal utility. Is that okay? And in the next table, which probably I may want us to see, is they can give you quantity and MU and ask you to find AU. So it means you must also find the TU before you can find what? That AU. Is that right? So we are looking at that table very soon. Okay, so in this table, we've been given quantity and marginal utility, and we've been asked to find at each unit consumed total utility and average utility. So solution here, we said the total utility is equal to the summation of the marginal utility. Now, here we can use average utility times quantity because the table given didn't provide for average utility. So to find total utility, we need to use what? This formula. Summation of the marginal utility at each level. So the first one is what? 0. The second one is 0 plus 16 will give us what? 16. The third one is 0 plus 16 plus 12 will give us 28. The next one is 0 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 will give us what? 36. The next one, you start 0 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6 will give us 42. The next one is 0 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 give us 46. The next one give us what? 0 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 give us what? 48. Then the last one, 0 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 give us 48. Now watch this. When you are summing up this, okay, what you are doing is that you are only repeating all these values. So in the shortest way, or to make it simple, when you take this plus this is 28, right? Now, in case you want to find this, you just add 28 to this, then you get your answer 36. In case you want to find this one, 36 plus 6 will give us what? 42. Then the next one, 42 plus 4 give us what? 46. 46 plus 2 give us what? 48. And 48 plus 0 give us what? 48. Is that okay? So you take your time, and then it is not that you say 0 plus 16 will give you the first one, then the second one you go and do just this, and then you write the answer. No, you must. That's why we call it addition or summation, cumulative summation. It is not mathematics that you add everything and write the answer there. No, at each level, So this level, the first level, the second level, the third level, the fourth level. So at all these levels, you need to find your total utility. And now that you have your total utility, you can now find your average utility, which is AU equals what? TU divided by what? Quantity. So using this formula, you can get what? Your average utility. Is that okay? All right. So we are now going to look at the relationship between TU, AU, and MU. Is that clear? So this is a general table that we have considered just to look at the relationship between the TU, the AU, and then the MU. So when you look at the table, at the first unit, they are all equal. So we said at the first unit, TU, AU, and MU are equal. So they are all equal. Is that right? Then the second one, we said after the first unit, TU increases, but AU and MU decreases. So look at it. TU increases, but AU and MU decreases. So look at the values. They are decreasing while this one increases. Is that okay? Then the third one, we said when TU attains maximum, MU is 0. So when total utility attains a maximum at this point, marginal utility is 0 there. Is that okay? And it's constant. Anytime marginal utility is 0, it means total utility has attained what? Maximum. It's at its maximum point. Then the fourth says when TU decreases, MU is what? Negative. So now TU decrease from 32 to 30, and marginal utility move to what? Negative. Is that right? Then the fifth point, as AU and MU decreases, MU decreases faster than AU. Now look at the values. They start from 12. This is 10. When this one decreases to 8, this one is 10. When MU decreases to 6, this one is 8.7. So you see that at each level now, the marginal utility is decreasing faster than what? The average utility. And then the last point here, when see we said as MU attains negative, AU is what? Positive. So marginal utility attains negative here, but average utility is still what? Positive. Is that okay? The average utility never attains a negative value. It's always what? Positive. It is only marginal utility that can attain what? A negative value. Is that clear? So this brings us to the end of our section on utility part 3. In the next section, we are going to look at how to draw the graph and also look at the law of diminishing marginal utility. I still have a lot of questions in the data workbook, and if you want a copy, you can call and then get a copy for yourself. This is the book. It's very nice. All the questions that will come in your exam data, they are all in it. You have a space in it where you can write your solution. And the number is 0245712230. 0245712230. This is the book. You can look at it so that nobody sell anything for you. You can contact me on that number and I'll get you a copy through delivery service. Is that right? Okay, so see you another time. Thank you for your time.